Hello again. My name is Ivana. Thank you again for the introduction. I will be telling you today more about email marketing as a channel you can use to boost your sales and to increase your results. As you everybody probably already knows how important this channel is. So I'm going to try to give you some more information and some experience that we had with the local markets that could probably help you with your business. I come from Mail Plus Adria. We are the first company in the region to be specialized in email marketing. Mail Plus is originally from the Netherlands, where it exists for over 12 years and is a market leader. So we have a software solution, and also we provide companies with support regarding the strategy, content, and evolving the whole channel. What is probably interesting for you to know is that, of course, when you do e-commerce, you want to integrate your email marketing software with your web shop. So we already have a finished connector with Magento web shops, which can help you to completely integrate your web shop with the solution and have your entire web shop in your email marketing software, in this case Mail Plus, which can then help you to really fasten the process of creating the newsletters. Everything is integrated, so you can just drag and drop, and all the data about the products is already in your newsletter. So if you want to know more about that, you can approach me later. Just short introduction about what we do, and that's it for Mail Plus promotion. So I just want to know, I guess I suggest the answer, but if you can raise your hand if you already use email marketing. Okay, I expected some more hands. And of those that do use, can you say that email marketing is the top 3 channel of your sales? If yes, raise your hand. Yes. Okay, only one hand. Then we have stuff to do today. So I'm going to shortly give you some statistics, because we all love numbers that actually show you why email marketing is such a powerful channel. So 72% of the users, so these are global statistics, but very much can be implemented in every market. So 72% prefer this channel for promotional messages. So this is somewhere where you want to send your sales messages. And 88% of consumers would like to receive promotional emails from the companies they do business with. Also, email delivers highest return on investment. If you do it properly, it can go up to 38 to 1, according to Direct Marketing Association. So for every dollar or euro invested, you can get up to 38 back if you do this properly. Also, your message is 5 times more likely to be seen in an email than on social media. And it is 40 times more effective in acquiring new customers than Facebook or Twitter. And of course, 95% of people who apply or sign up for a newsletter consider the email useful, which is very important. And 57% of subscribers actually spend a lot of time weekly browsing through newsletters. So they actively search for content, which also connects with the previous we said, and that people want to receive promotional messages here. Also, you can get up to 20% increase in sales when using personalized web experiences, and email is the best tool for that. Also, some advantages of email marketing opposed to other channels, digital channels. First, it's a very low cost, so very cheap comparing to other channels, and you can be very direct with your customers. It allows you to send your message to globally very fast to a lot of people. It's fast and easy. You don't have to have a huge team of experts. If you have the right tool, you don't have to have so much expertise, so you can really create your campaign fast and be efficient with it. And of course, a lot of detailed analytics where you can see who opened, what they clicked, how much revenue did every campaign bring you. You can use the data later for remarketing, upsell, cross-sell, but we will talk about that. Also, you can do segmentation. 83% of companies use at least some basic segmentation based on gender. And based on that segmentation, you can do targeting. And segmented and targeted emails generate 58% of all revenue. Also, including a call to action button instead of a text link, which will show examples later, can increase your conversion rates a lot. And of course, you can test everything, which is very useful not only for email marketing, but also for other marketing channels, because here you can actually test what works with your customers. And also, this is one of the rarest channels which is your own. So you pay for space for promotion on Facebook or on Google, but this is your own channel which you control and you own. So email marketing is direct communication, it's personal, it's permission marketing, so you have to have the permission of the people to send them stuff. It's data-driven and it's a long-term investment. It's not an instant solution, it's not spam, it's not something you can just buy, so you have to develop it, you have to wait for it to, if you are starting from scratch, you really have to be patient and give it at least some time to give you long-term results. But when you do it properly and you develop it, you work on growing your database and really, really evolve your communication with those people, this will be one of the top 3 sales channels for your webshop. So some of the examples of good and the bad newsletters, I took some global, some local examples. So the one I always show is the worst one, which is from Social Media Examiner. This is something you should never do. So it has text links, it's not an HTML, and it's just wrong and it looks bad. So don't do these kind of newsletters. This is something great for web shops. So it's Lesnina. It's a huge retail store from Croatia. As you can see very clearly, the products, the call to action buttons, all the information are there. So it's very user-friendly and very easy for you to swipe through the email and see if something interests you. This is a retail store from Serbia. So this is basically a combination of product pictures with probably some banner designs. So you never want to do this because I really don't know where I should click or what they are trying to sell me. All sort of different stuff. This is from iStock, also very nice example, more of a newsletter type of email. So the main goal is for me to click on this first call to action, and then there's some stuff that might interest me based on my previous behavior. Also, another retail, this is obviously not segmented, there's too much stuff, there are chairs for children, I don't have children, so it's obviously not segmented or targeted, which is bad. This is a great example. This wasn't planned. I know there are Sport Vision team is here. I didn't know that was going to happen. But this is also a great example. This is a segmented email. So it's for men. And it looks very neat. It has direct messages. So very, very good. Also, another great example, mostly because, I don't know if you can see good, mostly because of the subject line. In the subject line, it says specifically Barcelona, 148 euros, Milano, 75 euros. So if I'm somebody that's looking to travel to these places, I will surely open this and then see what's in there for me. So when you want to develop your email marketing strategy, these are the main steps. So first of all, you need to set goals which you want to achieve, if those are sales or whatever. develop channels, then make content, build your list, analyze results, and then go all over again in the process. This is something that should change all the time and be very dynamic. So the problems email marketing can solve are various, from the long-term ones, like building relationship with your customers and brand loyalty, to very specific ones with increasing sales, getting feedback through marketing, measuring your return on investment, analyzing your campaign success, generating leads. So you should really see what do you want to achieve, and then turn it into measurable goals, numbers, percentages, you know how it works, and then see if it really does that. So 4.24% of visitors from email marketing buy something, as compared to 2.49% from search engines and 0.59% from social media. As you can see, it's a very, very effective channel when it comes to sales. So when it comes to e-commerce, this is something you really want to put your efforts in. So how to set up the infrastructure? This is something you do once and then just leave it be and work for itself. The infrastructure of your email marketing being able to grow on its own. So first of all, you want to make subscription possible everywhere. Starting from your quick access sign-up form on the website, Webshop, maybe having a pop-up after some time or after several pages checked out. That's something you want to see, not to be too intrusive. Then you want to have it on social media, maybe a Facebook newsletter tab to make it possible there as well. Also offline. In your stores, on some events, you want to have a tablet or a phone when subscription is possible, and then have all those new subscribers directly in your database. Also, while finishing the payment, here, if you can see, there is a small square, notify me about special offers. So this is very important. If somebody is buying something from your web shop, that doesn't mean that they've subscribed for the newsletter. So you have to communicate it separately. You have to have that small dash that's going to be, the small box that's going to be checked, maybe predefined. Yes, I want to know about news or new offers or whatever it is. So, of course, the newsletter itself is not the final goal itself. You want to know where you want to go take people, so it's your web shop or a landing page. So use email as a channel that will take them there, because the finishing process is not happening in the email. The shopping is not happening in the email. It's happening on some other platform. So you are using email as a tool to get them there. Have that in mind, not to put all the information in the email. Also, you have to be responsive with your newsletters and your content, because 55%, so more than half of opens happen on mobile. Have this also in mind, not only for the newsletters, but also the web shop. And of course, the biggest question is, when you set up everything, what should you send? There are several types of emails that are recommended. Especially, we're going to go through those that are, let's say, must-haves for e-commerce. But the most important thing is to stay relevant. So there is a small part of content that actually is intersection of what you want to say and what your customers want to hear. So you should stay in that part, and that will bring you long-term results. Your customer is thinking, so do I know this? When the email appears in their inbox, what is the psychology behind it? So first they want to see, do I know the sender? If they know it, if it's a known brand, they will probably open it. What is the subject line? So what the newsletter is about. Then when they open it, what is the core message of this email? What do they want me to do? So what is the call to action? And do I want to do that right now? So if I don't or I can't, I will probably close that email, and there's a big chance that I will not get back to it. So you also have to think of that when you send something, you know that that person is able to do that right at that moment. And let's see some examples of emails. So there's a classic commercial products email that communicates all kinds of different products, and I think you get the idea what's good and what's not. So you have to have a very clear view of all the products and call to actions and the prices. Also, there's a promotion email, some special promotion, special offer that you just want to highlight. There is a new product email. With this, it's very important to say it's new product or new something new you are offering, maybe a new service, because people like to see new things. They like to get exclusive content through newsletters, and you should be very visual about it, especially if it's a product. There is a newsletter email where you send it either weekly or monthly, depends on what you do and what works best for you. So you just update your subscribers about general information, news, offers, stuff like that. Welcome email is a must, and if you ask us, it's the best to have some small gift within it. For example, a special discount for just being thankful for subscribing, for joining your community, let's say it like that. Also, some educational email, for example, yeah, this is 3 ways to wear the cowl neck dress. Okay, obviously for fashion industry it's clear, but you can really create some added value and see how you can help your customers better use your products. They will be thankful for it. Also, order renewal. This can be automated. If you have some products that needs to be ordered again, then you can set up the system so they get an automatic email after 20 days when you know they probably already used your product. Hey, do you want to order that again? And have a direct link to your web shop where it's already in the basket, and this will generate a lot more revenue. Also, upsell and cross-sell. So if you know about your customers and, for example, if they just bought sneakers, maybe they want some extra sports clothes or something like that. So just use the data you have to sell complementary stuff. Testimonials email is very good, for example, for new brands that need credibility. So you can get your customers or your product reviews, you can put them in a newsletter and also ask people to give their own experience. And this can be very good for gaining credibility. You can also do a research, send some survey or a short questionnaire. Maybe you want to do some short marketing research. It's a very good tool because you have direct access to your customers, and people like to give opinions. So you will probably get some good data. Also, product review. This can also be automated. For example, this is Foursquare. Whenever I check in somewhere, I don't know if anybody uses it, I get an email like this: how did you like this restaurant? So it's very easy for me to give a product review, which gives them a much better service they provide. So make it easy, just one click. Abandoned shopping cart, of course, is a must-have for e-commerce. I think the data is like, when you send abandoned shopping cart emails, you get those customers that didn't finish the purchase, up to 70% you can actually close. So when somebody abandons shopping cart, you can send them 2 hours later an automated email: hey, you forgot to end your purchase. and a direct link to just continue where they stopped. And this will actually help you to generate, as I said, up to 70% of those not finished to actually finish. A win-back campaign is something you use for non-active users. For example, you see that some people didn't open your email for 3 months. You send them a mail, hey, we've missed you, maybe some special offer or something to get them back into the communication. And of course, you want to test everything. You want to do A/B testing. For example, for open rates, you want to test the subject. For click-through rates, you will like to test the content itself. And of course, test what works for your audience. Literally play with your emails, because this is really something where you can see what works and what not. How to grow your list? This is something, the most important question for most of companies we encounter, because people find it very difficult to grow lists. So this is, for example, how it should be done from like school example. So I intentionally put mobile because, for example, people think pop-ups don't work on mobile. This is a very nice pop-up on Entrepreneur. So it says, join our newsletter, get our best stories of the week direct to your inbox. So they communicated me what will I get if I subscribe to the newsletter, which is something I really want, because there are a bunch of stories there, a bunch of content. I want to get the best for me. So I subscribe, and then they say manage your profile. This is something you want to do really bad. So you want to invite people that to join your newsletter immediately to update their profile. So you want to ask them what they like, what content do they want to receive, and in this way, from the start, create segmentation that will further on allow you to target, etc. So I get an email, a thank you email, and then a direct link to complete my profile, so they can see if I want to get inspirational stories or business or finance, etc. Of course, it can be implemented in multiple industries. So you want to give people something they want badly enough so they are willing to give you their email address. You want to give them value good enough for them to give their email address. And it works every time. You just have to think, what is it that you really can offer people? And these are just some examples what that might be. So it can be some giveaways, some welcome gifts. It can be a free trial period. It can be a discount online coupon. Also, you can have it ebook or a white paper, some educational stuff. It doesn't have always to be a financial value. You can do a social media campaign like this, where you invite people to subscribe to your newsletter on Facebook and other social media. You can do a remarketing campaign on your Google display. For example, people that visited your website, you can do a small Google display remarketing campaign for them, inviting them to join your newsletter and get 20% discount or something like that. So you want to drag people from all other channels where you are targeting them and get them into your newsletter, because that's where you caught them into direct communication. And of course, don't buy lists. It's illegal, first of all. Second of all, those lists are very bad in terms of it's a complete waste of money. I mean, I've seen some of those lists, most info emails or fake emails. When you open those lists, it might seem like they are okay, but it's just mostly trash, so don't do it. And what are the key factors for success? Some maybe advanced methods. So you want to do as much segmentation as possible based on age, gender, location, past purchases, you can segment people from email marketing activity. So you can say to your software, okay, those people that click on female shoes, put it that it's their interest, so you can target them later. So you can do it like that also. And of course, 760% more revenue in segmented campaigns. It depends, of course, on the industry, but it's a very powerful tool. And then based on that segmentation, you do targeting. So 81% of online shoppers who receive emails based on previous shopping habits were at least somewhat likely to make a purchase. So if I'm constantly buying something from your web shop, it's very likely that I want to buy stuff related to that, or that I want to buy that stuff again. So this is valuable information you can use to target. And of course, personalize, for example, I mean, it's, for local markets, it's a bit difficult because of the cases, yes. But you can go around it. There are ways. Yeah, hello customer and hello Goran. The second one will get you more revenue, more open rate, more click-through rate. So people like to see their names. And of course, remarketing, this is a very interesting statistic. So if you resend your campaign within 48 hours, you can get this much more engagement. So you can literally say, okay, to those that didn't open this email, send it again, and just slightly change maybe the subject line, like, hey, Goran, you didn't want to miss this. The offer is value only today. And then you will get 35% more engagement. Also, one more thing, of course, which I mentioned, remarketing based on email behavior. So maybe you see all those people that clicked on a specific link, you want to send them a short remarketing campaign and increase your sales. And of course, the automation, which is the most important thing for e-commerce. So all those emails we mentioned, abandoned shopping cart, a welcome email, a win-back campaign, a happy birthday campaign, which somehow didn't, I forgot. Okay, so you can send a happy birthday campaign. For example, if you have the data about your customers, when is their birthday, then you send an automated campaign to each one of them. For their birthday, you have a special gift. This is something also they very much appreciate. So all those you can set up in the beginning, sit down with your team and say, okay, we want to have this, this, and this automation, and this is something that will work for us. We just set it up once, and we don't have to think about it anymore. Imagine all that revenue that abandoned shopping cart emails get you, which you don't even have to think of. It just, you set it up once, and it works on its own. So it saves money and it saves time. And of course, you want to measure your success. The most important part is analytics. These are some general benchmarks. So delivery rate higher than 97%. It depends a lot on the software you are using, on the content, that it's not spam. Open rate higher than 30% is very good. And click-through rate higher than 5%. Conversion rate really depends on the industry. And of course, you want to create your own benchmark. So maybe your benchmark is not like this. Maybe it's something else that actually works for you, and that will be your own. And of course, look for data beyond your email marketing platform. Of course, that this channel also works the best in integration with other digital channels. But for example, if you're starting with email marketing and you're not sure how much to send, which day, which time, you should check your Google Analytics and see, for example, when is your website traffic the highest. What content are people looking at the most? So this is something you want to send through your email also. And of course, test this as well. testing is one of the most important things because it gives you the best insights in what you should and should not do. I think that's it. Was I good with time? Thank you very much.
So do we have any questions? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Ljubica Savanovic. I'm sorry I was a little bit late because I was listening to other part. So just one question. What do you suggest about the subject line for emails? Just a few tips.
Okay, thank you for your question. The subject line, it's best to be up to 35 characters. It's good to use emojis to just differentiate a little bit, but not too often. For example, once in a month, or, I mean, it depends how much you send, but once in a month or once in 2 months, you want to use maybe some kind of emoji, some kind of combination of caps lock, just see what it works. And of course, about the subject line, always test completely different subjects. So you want to A/B test the subject for open rate and see actually what works better. But maybe the most important tip, up to 35 characters. And of course, don't forget the snippet, which is the small text after the subject. That should be like an extension of the subject that additionally invites people to open that email.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. How many emails is too many emails? I'm setting a campaign for like the last 2 weeks and I've planned like 4 emails. And then I think, will I want to see 4 emails in 2 weeks from my favorite brand? And the answer is no. So I don't know when it's too much.
Yes, thank you. That's also a very, very common question we get, which doesn't have one right answer, because it really depends on, is that content relevant? So if you want to send 4 campaigns that communicate the same content, it's probably too much because that's something you already sent to them. But if you have every time additional important information that will be useful for them, it's not too much. Because, for example, we have clients that send 1 campaign in 2 months because they just don't have content that shouldn't be sent more often, and you don't want to send irrelevant content, because that's one thing that will for surely give you worse results. On the other hand, we have clients from, for example, news industry, media, that have a bunch of news every day, and they send daily. And they have great results because they have new relevant content every day. And this is something that people open and read. So you should really think depending on what is relevant. That's it.
Anybody else?
If I want to communicate something to my daughters and I do it via email, they start looking at me like, email? I haven't checked that for a while now. So where do you think the future of email marketing will be?
How old are they?
9, 15 and 18.
Yes, well, the one with 80, that is 18, will probably get in contact with email quite soon, because actually, I mean, they don't use still that channel because they don't work. But when they start working and they engage with email, that is where it will completely change the picture for them. On the other hand, we have official data about the future of email, because a lot of people think that email is dead, and now it's, for example, in this region, now we are talking a little bit more about is also developing, but email is far from dead. It's actually one of the channels that is the most certain to survive in the further future, because For example, social media changes, the platform change, Google, that is a very dynamic stuff. And on the other hand, email is something that's been here for a very long time, and it will probably stay here as the primary channel for communication for business. And as you did see, people want to receive promotional stuff there. So maybe this is not the right channel for you to communicate with your daughters. Maybe you need a more private channel. But if they wanted to, at some point, get special discounts from their favorite fashion brand, at some point they will probably want to have that on email.
No more questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much.